July 5th. I just got home a few hours ago. I spent the night at my sister's. She had a 4th of July event. And it was nice. It was small. It was just her fiance and another couple and me. She usually has big events, you know. She hosts a lot of gatherings. She's a great hostess. Always makes you feel welcomed. I didn't plan on staying the night, but I got a little sleepy drunk and I couldn't drive home, so she put me up, and it was nice. There was a moment where I felt taken care of. That was nice. And I was telling her about the person I met on the plane and how adamant he was about us seeing each other again. I'm like, it's not gonna happen right now. Or if it does, it's not gonna be anything more than friendship. I'm just telling her, you know, what I think about it's just about settling down. And I don't know if that's for me. I don't know if that's for me. Right? And almost believing it, right? To a certain point. And then MJ, of course, comes in and she always highlights things, right? Make me feel more mindful of what I'm thinking and what I'm saying. And even as I was saying it, I was like, you were kidding yourself. Because you know that that's not what I want. So why are you speaking it to existence? But there's... I guess there was just a moment where, you know, just accepting the situation for what it is. Just accepting the situation for what it is. And then, I don't know, I just kind of was just accepting it, right? And that maybe I'm not meant to settle down. And I don't know, maybe I'm just mentally preparing myself for that, you know, if that happens. If I... Just in case. Just in case. So kind of like imagining myself alone to a certain degree, right? Or unattached. And then, now in retrospect, you know, just because of that reality of what the end result is for me. And I told her, just to help her understand why I'm moving. And, so that's happening, right? And then at the same time, we're having conversations about... So she knows now, but just having conversations about how I'm gonna tell my nephews. You know, because we hadn't told them yet about our situation. So then again, how do you tell them, right? And I had this conversation with my sister-in-law as well. Just how do I prepare them from, you know, Nina not being nearby? I mean, they're the closest things to kids that I the closest thing to kids. And I talked to my ex about it too, just to see if he wanted to be a part of that conversation. And so, you know, we're planning it out. My sister-in-law is really great. She's like, I don't want them to force in a negative way. Just, we're not even gonna use that word. We're just gonna speak the facts, you know, like, just as a matter of fact. And Nina's gonna have a new home, and it's gonna be in another city, and that Nino's gonna, you know, have his own home. And, you know, the kids stopped asking for each other. Like, they don't ask me anymore, like, where Nino is. They don't I asked my sister-in-law, I'm like, do they ask for me when he comes over? Because he's taking initiative to see the kids. And she's like, no, they don't ask. They don't ask where you are anymore, because they don't see us together. I'm like, okay, that's good. It's not something that they're not associating us together almost, you know, like they just expect to see us separately. And she's just adamant about, and I agree with her that if we don't want to focus on the fact that, on the love part of it, because we care about each other, but it's just the facts that we just live in different places. So that happened a few days ago, and yesterday, as a follow-up, because I stopped by to see the kids on the way home. And just the littlest one, just so attached. And we're making plans, like, I mean, my ex is so great. He's a good man. He's a real good man. He's gonna give me the Alexa that we purchased so that I can see them through the Alexa app. We have bought the Alexa thing. So I was grateful for that. Then when my other nephew just, oh, we're gonna tell him to. So anyways, it just, I was the only single one, right? There's couples at the 4th of July event, and I was okay with it. Like, I was talking to everybody. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't realize it until afterwards, really. And then this morning, we're getting ready for breakfast, and my sister's watching something, Miss Maisel, that show, and I had watched it before. When it first came out, and she's like, have you heard of it? I said, The Marvelous Miss Maisel. And I said, yeah, I've heard of it. I watched it when it first came out, before my separation, and the episode that they're on triggers me a little bit. I was like, I'm like, really? Just start laughing, because I'm like, why? I thought I was over it. And, you know, it takes place in that era that triggers me. Where I feel that connection. And that's the comedian friend is talking, and he's talking about realizing that he's gonna be alone, and there's familiarity in his features of someone, and it's just triggering me. And I'm like, oh God, I thought I was past that. So I'm just experiencing it, and it wasn't that bad. In terms of the trigger, I was able to keep watching the show, and then it ends the last episode of season 2, and it ends when she goes back to her ex, And she also realizes that there's a certain element of being alone, right, in the choices that she's making. And after one night, she didn't want to feel alone, that she wanted to be with someone who she knew loved her. So this theme of being alone is there. I'm just like, really? Really? And it is that realization, really, that's not what I want. It really is. And so I'm thinking about it on the way home. And I'm like, alright, what do I want? I'm like, I want someone who sees me. Someone who sees me. Who gets me. Someone who sees me and who gets me. Someone who can fly with me. Who can dream with me. Who isn't afraid of me. And I'm watching, because I was watching my sister and her partner and how they play, and how they're not afraid of each other. They argue, and they're not afraid of each other. They challenge each other, and I just saw their friendly banter. And then in the morning they were doing the dishes together after we ate. That was nice to see. Just our partnership. The little things. Just the little things. Someone who sees me. Someone who gets me. So that happened this morning. And so I get home, and of course I indulged. That's like this barbecue. Like a barbecue is like it's like it's my weakness. Because I don't usually eat red meat and burgers and stuff like I usually don't. So it's just indulging, and I'm just laughing because the next videos that I'm getting ready to post, it's about that. And so I get home, and of course it's still a mess because I haven't really cleaned it. And I thought, well, am I going to clean it? I need to pack. I need to start packing. And when it's just so out of place, it's just like you don't even know where to start. And then I'm just reminding myself of all the times I've moved, and I'm like, it never gets easy. It never gets easier. It never gets easier. And then realizing it's been a year. It's been a year when all of this started. It's gonna be a year. And I just feel like so much has happened in 1 year. There's so much. If this was the place, just the place, and it all happened, just letting it sink in. Knowing I'm gonna have to let go. Thinking about the kids, knowing that I'm having to let go of those relationships to a certain degree. It's gonna look different. It's just gonna look different. I think that's where I got emotional, when I realized it's been a year. It's gonna be a year. And here I am having to pack. And I'm looking forward to this next chapter, I really am. It's just that process of okay. Right. Packing up. Again. I should be used to it by now. After so many times doing it. It's just never gets easier. Never gets easier. Seeing what I'm gonna let go of. To try to travel light, right? That was the whole plan, that I was gonna travel light. I would have been off to Spain. That's not where it's led me. I'm going to San Francisco instead. I think deep down, I do want that sense of stability. I do want that someone, you know, that can help. I mean, I have it within myself, but that I can share it with someone, not to help, but someone that I can share it with. But who isn't too stuck, you know? Someone who's willing to change, to learn and grow with me. But it's a challenge, a fun challenge. Who gets me, who sees me, who's playful with me. Someone to grow young with. Someone to grow young with. Yeah. That's what I want. So, that's what happened. That's what happened today. I want to go for a walk. I need to go for a walk. To get rid of all these marshmallows I ate. I was craving marshmallows, toasted marshmallows, like a campfire. That was nice. And surprisingly, I didn't break out after what I ate, which was good. I mean, I took my pills, so that was, it helped. But anyways, I have a lot to do.
My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I